Welcome to What's Your Opinion, episode 7, an episode I'm recording for a second time because I absolutely hate my computer and everything it does. So, last week I got a little bit negative. You know, I bashed on Bortles, Foles and Keenum and I said, what would you rather see than a Super Bowl matchup between those possibilities? And you know I don't like to get that negative, but let's face facts, it would have been less than a star-studded affair, but luckily Tom Brady came along and saved us from that anyway, so let's see what other possibilities he saved us from as well. So, first off, Nova Gaming says I'd rather see a Super Bowl between the Browns and the Jets. And, you know, it's not about the logistics, it's about the message. And now this one doesn't actually have anything to do with this question, but I thought I should address it. Dalen says, is that a Goodell photo? How do you defend not having darts stuck in it? That is our almighty leader, Roger Goodell, praise be upon him. Then Killer Kai says, I'd rather see a Super Bowl rematch between the Seahawks and Patriots, but this time with Brady throwing an interception on the goal line. And now announcing the Super Bowl you've all been waiting for, the somebody will finally win one bowl between the Bills and Vikings. And coming up this Super Sunday, 4th of February, it's what you've all been waiting for and anticipating. It's Mel Kiper talking about this year's O-line class for 5 hours straight. Now, unfortunately for Leo Yang, he will have to go ahead and fail his finals on purpose because he gets to avoid watching Foles and Bortles in a Super Bowl. This is the Super Bowl matchup you've all been waiting for. It's got everything you'd ever want except for any of the teams you'd ever want. It's the 0-16 Browns against the 3-13 Giants. With at least 2 points guaranteed, you know there's got to be a winner, so why not watch? Aiden Treader says he'd rather see Aaron Rodgers take down Brady in the Super Bowl. The nation was robbed of that chance by the Seahawks and he thinks it will be an amazing Super Bowl, and he's pretty right there. I was going to say we don't get many Battle of the Behemoth type matchups with quarterbacks, but we did have Brady and Russell Wilson, Brady, Matt Ryan most recently, but Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady squaring off would be in a class of their own. Now this is a great point by Arshrek97, and I didn't think about it when I originally posed this question. He says he'd rather see a team win its first Super Bowl than a team win its 6th. And he's got a fair point there. That's what I didn't think about. Between those teams matching up, of course, someone would have won their first Super Bowl. Now, a team still has a chance to do that, but it would have been nice to see a Super Bowl where you know somebody is going to end up being the team winning its first Super Bowl. But still, this is also a great matchup. It's either going to be a team getting a 6th or a team getting its first. It's a classic David and Goliath. Now, Jacob the Great, a Saints fan, says he'd rather see the Minneapolis Miracle again. Now, I'll have to do some interpretation on behalf of Evelyn Carpenter. As a well-known David Carr truther, I believe she means I'd rather admit that Derek Carr's a better quarterback than his brother than watch Case Keenum in the Super Bowl. Then Lastborn Fixer says he'd like to see a prime Joe Montana versus a prime Tom Brady. And of course, you know, or dream of dream matchups, that would answer a whole lot of questions and a whole lot of debates. And finally, to sum up just how everybody was feeling about this possibility, which luckily we have avoided, Abiotic Jacob says, I'd rather be Marcus Williams than see a Super Bowl with Foles and Bortles. Now that's in the past. We've avoided the worst possible situations. We know who is going to be in the Super Bowl. So what I want from you now is to use your best Tony Romo future predicting powers, and I want you to give some wild predictions of what will happen this game. Now, of course, you could just give a wild score that ends up coming true and you look like a genius, or you could say that with a rash of injuries at the defensive tackle position 2 days before the Super Bowl, defensive coordinator Matt Patricia is forced to suit up for the New England Patriots and bottles LeGarrette Blount on the 1 yard line to win the game. So I look forward to seeing your predictions. You never know what can happen in a Super Bowl. Justin Timberlake could step in to kick for the Eagles because Elliott injured himself tripping over the Bud Light mascot during the halftime show.